that hire illegal immigrants for work are usually fined by the federal government. But the Washington Times reports that the Obama administration has cut fines for these businesses by an average of 40%. An internal audit shows that the government could be doing more to go after dishonest businesses.
Having illegal workers doing the job and hiding it away from the government, especially the IRS, business owners have been doing this since the first brick was laid at the pyramids. And the president's executive actions appear to be making it even easier here in 21st century America. But more Americans across political lines are becoming sympathetic to the plight of illegal immigrants. More families continue to make the journey across the border in search for a better life, and it would seem businesses are no longer scared about being caught. Are President Obama's moves making it more attractive to use undocumented workers? Should businesses face more stern punishment for hiring these people? Let's get to it. Welcome into MidPoint, the Director of Policy Studies for the Center of Immigrant Studies, Jessica Vaughan, and the Co-Director for the DRM Action Center, Cesar Vargas. I thank you both for joining us today. And Jessica, I'm going to begin with you on this one, because when the president took office, he said he would go after unscrupulous employers who hire illegal immigrants. He has basically turned his back on that completely. Is it just that he's being politically expedient, or has he conveniently forgotten?
No, I think this is and I know that this is a deliberate policy move on the part of the administration. They have directed ICE officers in the field to greatly restrict the number of actions that they are taking against employers. The number of audits that they are doing against employers is down about 85% in the last couple of years. And that means that the president's amnesty that he has extended in the form of work permits to people here illegally is also extended to the employers who hire them. And that's a problem, because the main reason people come here, of course, is to seek a job and economic opportunity. And when people can work here, even though they're here illegally, then, word gets back, and that's a huge incentive for people to keep coming.
Cesar, if you look at this, and here under federal law, it is illegal for any employer to engage with illegal immigrants in the following manner: hiring them, recruiting them, referring illegals for work, and receiving a fee. Even you would have to agree that this is against the law, so shouldn't these businesses be punished?
Oh, absolutely. There is without question that our broken immigration system has allowed many employers to continue to exploit the system, to continue to pay immigrants under pretty much wages that are hurting Americans. However, we have what Jessica does not consider is the fact that Congress hasn't done its job to pass an immigration system that's going to be able to bring many of these people out of the shadow so they could pay even more taxes. They're already paying taxes that they're not going to be collecting. The Social Security Administration said that undocumented immigrants have paid over $100 billion over the past decade.
If I might interrupt, though, Cesar, I agree with those points. You're right, but let's get to the point here. They are illegal. This is against federal law. So regardless of what Congress does or does not do at this moment, should we not be enforcing the laws of the country?
Well, Jessica mentioned clearly that in 2014 and 2015, the president has gone forward with many prosecutions. But the reality is that in terms of the resources, in terms of the ability to have many of these programs have not been fully implemented, not only by the president, but by a Congress that disregards the issue. So it's not so much about just one lick of why the president's not doing something, but overall why Congress and Washington, D.C. is not doing more, not just to prosecute, but to reform the whole system. You cannot do one and forget about the other.
All right, Jessica, I'm going to bring that what Cesar just said here, because he is right. Congress, in many ways, has disregarded this. This has gone on and on and on for so long, and we just don't have the resources. So then why are you punishing these people when you have failed to actually create a standard and a good, solid immigration policy?
Well, Congress has made it, is it the one that wrote the law that said that it's against the law to hire people who aren't here legally, and it's the executive branch's job to carry that out. Congress has given ICE money to do this work, and the expectation is that the laws will be enforced. The president has said that he's not going to enforce the law and directed ICE agents not to do the audits, not to arrest illegal workers, to impose fines on employers that are no more than the cost of doing business. And
okay, well then let's get to that then,
Congress
Jessica. Who's fooling who here then? Let's be very honest. Who's fooling who there? Hen? A president who simply goes against the law and basically makes his own decisions, or a Congress that has been asked for years, and a president as well, an executive branch that's been asked for decades, get the immigration policies right, settle them, and they haven't really done it for decades. Who's fooling who here?
I don't think they need to change the law that says it's illegal to hire an illegal alien. I think most people agree that's an appropriate law.
Yes.
And it's up to the executive branch to carry it out. And let's point out, there's no such thing as a job an American won't do. When there are illegal aliens working in these jobs, and even if they do have taxes withheld from their paychecks, which is only the case about half the time, that's denying an American or a legal immigrant the opportunity to hold that job and pay taxes.
Okay, good point. I want to get that to Cesar now. Cesar, the point is made here. And again, I hate to be doing this like a ping pong ball back and forth, but what Jessica's saying is correct. The law is on the books. So do we not have to stop blaming Congress, start going back here, and we have to first adjudicate the law that's on the books?
Well, I think Jessica's implying that the president should be able to completely chase all the businesses across the country in the U.S. But at the same time, we need to make sure that we are considering not just that we need to enforce the law. We need to enforce the law that is effective, that's smart, and that we are not targeting the workers, the family members who are just working there, but to actually hold accountable the businesses.
Okay, wait a minute, Cesar, 1 second. Let's hold accountable. Let me get to that. The businesses themselves will have a $3,000 per employee incentive to hire illegal immigrants over native-born workers under the president's action on illegal immigration. Doesn't that then put him in direct violation of the law?
Well, of course, and see but that's the thing is we need to make sure that the president does have the power to be able to enforce the law in a way that's smart. Some businesses are absolutely abiding by law. Some businesses are actually looking for American workers that they are not applying. So it's not true that Stephen Colbert went to the farms to actually pick vegetables. And you know what? Only one American worker actually went there. So there are many, many jobs that American workers are not wanting to do, and that's fine. But American immigrant workers are taking those jobs to pay taxes for us to our prices go lower. So we're all benefiting from this undocumented labor.
Well, we're benefiting from it in one sense, but we're still watching a president who's breaking the law here. I think that's the bottom line, what a lot of people are getting to. So I've only got a minute left. Cesar, I'm going to guess, I give you 30 seconds here. Your solution to all this would be, I would guess, to tell Congress to get to work and fix the immigration system, correct?
Not only that, I do agree with Jessica in terms of the president needs to make sure that he has sound policies. They are going after the businesses. They are going after the business. They are breaking the law. That they are paying workers, especially immigrant workers, in a way that's hurting American workers. But at the same time, we need to consider that the president does and should enforce laws intelligently and not just go after everyone, because our economy also suffers and families also suffer.
All right, Jessica, 30 seconds to you then on the way to solve this.
Well, one thing Congress could do would be to help make this easier for businesses by making sure that all businesses have a way to easily know that the people that they are hiring are legally authorized to work. And that means implementing universal E-Verify, which is a tried and true system so that businesses can avoid hiring illegal workers. And that would go a long way. That's an even better system than expecting ICE to go around.
Which, by the way, Congress has not passed.
And so that would be the most constructive thing that Congress could do on this issue right now.
Would that we could have all this happen right away. Boy, it would solve a lot of problems. We'll continue to follow this. Jessica Vaughan, Cesar Vargas, always a pleasure to have you on the show. We thank you both for being here. Coming up next, putting an end to the next generation of whiners. We have the answers on MidPoint.